Praetors are demonic commanders and magistrates within a small corner of a fiefdom of a mighty archdevil or demon lord. Each commands small cohorts at their liege's behest, raised from the denizens within the ever-shifting domains of hell. Yoke fiends muster at their command, and hell knights bound to blind obedience bend their knee to these field commanders of hell. Though mortals who have seen a praetor and live to tell the tale often believe they have seen the very devil himself, this is not so. In truth, praetors are twisted bastard offspring of a beast such as a hyena or a jackal, and a devil, granting each praetor demonic cunning and bestial strength. However, due to its lowly mortal blood, it is not able to attain the important command positions, unless they show great strategic acumen or cruelty over long years of service. Being a descendant of celestial beings, no matter how fallen and tarnished, each praetor is a mighty being in and of itself, towering over lesser creatures. They are born with 4 faces, matching the features of their angelic progenitors. The human-like face of each praetor is then ripped away at birth by the midwives of Lilith, both to scorn their divine heritage and to mock the Trinity, leaving them with 3 faces, each capable of independent thought and speech. Their 3 mouths weave a web of lies and hypnotic magic through their 3 voices that can speak of the same subject simultaneously, subtly twisting and corrupting its words as it makes false promises to those the praetor wishes to lead into ruin. Their wings carry the likeness of their bestial broodmothers, with fanged mouths that vomit gore whenever human blood is spilled in the name of the praetor. Such blood can then be used to power the goetic magic that it uses. Despite their low-born status in Hell's hierarchy, praetors are very useful to their masters. As they are partly born as creatures of natural order, they can sneak into the mortal realm without breaking the covenant of hell which binds each rebel seraphim. Thus, they can lead the hunting parties of the court to plague Earth without triggering a direct confrontation from heaven. Thus, the court's warbands are most often led by one of these blasphemous gambions as they hunt for their lord's enemies, desecrate holy places, or seek to recover ancient relics from the time of the first rebellion when fallen angels reigned on earth like burning stars. Some praetors are great warriors, trained in the esoteric fighting pits of the Iron City of this, while others are schooled in the Goethic arts by the mighty sorcerer's basalt towers. This makes them very versatile and dangerous opponents, even though they can be slain in combat as part of their essence is tied to mortal flesh. Thus, even though praetors are treated with disrespect by the devils and lords who make up the court, oftentimes they are gifted powerful weapons, talismans, or armor so they can carry out their duties. In battle, they wield ancient swords, wicked barbed polearms, or storied hunting rifles which are not subject to the laws of physics and time that Yahweh has set. Strange artifacts and relics grant them terrible powers which amplify their goetic magic. If praetors succeed in their tasks, they are sometimes granted boons from their lords, further enhancing their capabilities. If they fail, however, they will be given into the hands of those the praetor has delivered into the withering hellfire, or even worse, turned into hell knights, their form crushed, broken, and shunted into the black armoured suits, where their broken forms must then serve other praetors. Some few are said to have performed some great deed in service of Inferno, and rewarded with dark apotheosis. Such a victorious praetor will have the mortal aspects of their being shorn off from their bodies with pincers of iron, leaving only a pure demonic creature that can finally assume its rightful place in the ranks of the infernal nobility and join in the court of the 7-headed serpent as a fully fledged aristocrat of hell. And there we go, the praetors. We have our leaders of the court of the 7-headed serpent's warbands, and they look unbelievably cool. Mike has truly cooked with this one, no doubt about it. Now, I'm noticing something just here which is quite interesting. I'm going to flash an image on the screen from Mike's art account where he posts a lot of stuff in his portfolio, but the body, the central body, and the exposed shoulder and chest area is reminding me of something. So we'll just flash that up real quick so you can have a little peek. But yeah, it's interesting the way art works, I think, the way that things will lead into other things. But this looks absolutely incredible. Everything about it is very, very suitable, I think, as a leader of what we have seen so far from the court. The Yoke Fiends and the Hell Knights both bowing the knee to these guys is quite cool and nicely counters the idea that the Hunters of the Left-Hand Path are going to be a little bit more out there. Now, this whole thing has just solidified the fact that for me, I think this is probably my thing. This is probably going to be the first group that I paint up, I think, from the Kickstarter. I love the once again, a strange mockery of wings and the idea of a divine origin with these guys. Those mouth elbows, I'm just going to refer to them as, in the arms that make up the wings, just look very, very disturbing. Now, one of the pieces of lore that I did really, really like here was the part about the Covenant of Hell, which binds each rebel seraphim. That's kind of proving the notion that, like, hell cannot just march out of the gates of heaven or out of the gates of inferno and not call attention to itself from heaven. That there is some kind of vested interest that heaven has in not allowing the true strength of hell to appear on earth. But it would seem that after that, anything with mortal ties, it doesn't really care about. Mortals and the things that we do to each other and against each other and all that kind of stuff, we can just happen. And heaven is not going to directly intervene. But if something powerful enough comes out of hell, then it's likely an angel is going to show up and a whole lot of people are going to get nuked. So once again, actually, I've just realized for this part, we have a sense of scale here, because around the body, around the waist of this thing, being worn like a belt, is a disemboweled, defaced, well, looks to be defaced monster, which is kind of funky. And oh, that's super cool. If you look at the helmet, the I don't even know what you would call them. The parts that move out from the left and right side of the helmet, they look like werewolf mouths, which is kind of also disturbing. Yeah, this thing is sick as fuck. I'm absolutely in love with the design. Holy shit. But yeah, that's it. Some really cool lore this time. I think we have a couple of more units to go from the court, just based off how many we've seen versus how many other groups tend to get. But yeah, super sick stuff. It feels like we are missing out on a small points cost unit for the court, something that can just kind of act a little bit like fodder or be quite useful for taking objectives. You know, a little bit of body presence compared to the things that we've got. Everything we've got so far feels quite meaty and chunky, and unless I guess the pit locusts are that. I don't know. I need to see the rules. Tuomas, brother, come on, make with the rules. Although I did see in the Discord that Tuomas said he had played the first game with the quote-unquote completed, now not finished, I guess just whole rules for the court, and that they felt right. They felt like they were playing the way that they should play. So I'm super interested to see how that goes on. And as soon as those rules come out, I'll actually just do a video kind of live reacting to the rules. I think that could be a huge amount of fun. But yeah, this stuff is dope as hell. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below, as always, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in.